In the dense, uncharted jungles of the Amazon, renowned treasure hunter Jack Hawkins pursued legends and lore with a passion that had made him a legend in his own right. His latest venture was to find the fabled tomb of Anhangá, an ancient tribal chieftain rumored to be buried with untold riches. His journey led him to a remote and seldom visited area, where the dense canopy of trees obscured the sun, casting a permanent twilight below. As Jack and his team trekked through the thick underbrush, their machetes slicing through the tangled vines, they stumbled upon an area where the ground was unusually soft and muddy, even for the rain-soaked Amazon. Intrigued, Jack decided to investigate, suspecting that the mud might have concealed ancient structures or artifacts. Hours of careful excavation revealed the corner of a stone slab, and as more mud was cleared away, a grave became apparent. The slab was intricately carved with symbols that Jack recognized as belonging to the ancient tribe, whose lore he had studied extensively. Overcome with excitement at the potential discovery of Anhangá's final resting place, Jack and his team worked tirelessly to uncover the grave. As they lifted the stone slab, a cold air emanated from the open grave, a stark contrast to the humid jungle atmosphere. Inside the grave, they found not the expected skeleton or mummified remains, but a perfectly preserved body of what appeared to be the tribal chieftain. Adorned with ceremonial attire and a mask of gold, the body seemed almost lifelike, as if it had been buried only recently. Jack's excitement quickly turned to unease. The air around the grave grew colder, and a sense of foreboding settled over the team. The local guides, who had been assisting with the excavation, became visibly agitated, whispering that the grave was cursed, that the spirit of Anhangá was not to be disturbed. Ignoring their warnings, Jack decided to remove the mask from the body, hoping to find clues to the location of the treasure. As he lifted the mask, the body's eyes opened, revealing a pair of dark, empty sockets that seemed to stare into Jack's soul. Panicked, the team scrambled to cover the grave, but it was too late. The ground around them began to tremble, and a thick fog rolled in, obscuring their vision. They heard the sounds of whispers and soft footsteps surrounding them, yet they could see no one. In the chaos, Jack became separated from his team. He wandered through the dense fog, disoriented and terrified, his calls for help swallowed by the jungle. He stumbled upon a clearing where he saw figures moving in the mist, their forms shadowy and indistinct. Realizing he was not alone, Jack called out, only to be met with silence. Then, the figures began to move towards him, their movements unnaturally smooth. As they emerged from the fog, Jack saw that they were the spectral forms of ancient tribal warriors, their eyes hollow, their expressions twisted in anger and pain. They spoke in a language Jack did not understand, yet the message was clear. He had desecrated a sacred tomb, and now he must pay the price. The warriors closed in, their ghostly hands reaching for him. Jack awoke to find himself lying on the forest floor, the morning sun filtering through the trees. He was alone, his team, and the grave nowhere to be found. He searched frantically, but found no trace of the grave or his team. He eventually made his way back to civilization, but he was forever changed. Haunted by nightmares and the constant feeling of being watched, Jack's obsession with treasure hunting waned. He never returned to the Amazon, and he never spoke of what happened there. The story concludes with the chilling realization that some treasures are meant to remain hidden, their guardians eternally vigilant.